Broadcasting live from an Airstream somewhere in Tornado Alley, bringing you the people, places, and stories from the Panhandle to the Red River. This is your Only in Oklahoma show.
And welcome to the show. Today we're sipping tea in T-Town, and later we're going to be spilling the tea on the Art Deco district. I'm Lord Brett.
And I'm Harley.
And more of our misadventures on the highways and byways, right, my lad?
Oh my god. We do need to discuss. I don't know what we're going to do.
Yes.
We've got a road trip coming up. We've had a lot of food requests.
We have.
But we have not. Oh my god, are you going to do this for the whole show?
Most of it, yes. We've had many suggestions from cheeseburgers at Cheeseburger Land.
I can get past the voice, but the face that you make to make the voice is very
pretentious.
Discerning? No. Disconcerting.
Disconcerting. Yes. We will be going on a rather around Oklahoma in 80 hours tour of food and fun.
We have had some suggestions.
We have.
For some more haunted
locations.
Yes.
And cheeseburgers. And
well, the cheeseburgers are nonstop. We may as well, we could just start the Brett Eats Tacos channel.
The A1C Destruction Tour. We're trying to just destroy my metabolism. So I went from hello to hello. But yeah, we are hitting the road.
We are. It's coming up pretty quick.
It's called 2 Bros, 12 Burgers, right?
Oh my god, my stomach hurts already.
Okay, 2 Bros, 12 Burgers without buns on them. It's a gluten-free road trip. Join us. Yeah, we'll be checking in.
We will. We've got a few things planned already, but I do think we still need some feedback on what...
Yeah, we're not giving anything away. AKA, we really still don't know what we're doing yet. I love it. Look, we're not saying nothing about anything. We're sitting here literally going, where can we go? I don't know. We're coming. Here's another one. Be on the lookout. We're coming to a town near you. It could literally be anywhere. We could be talking to anyone right now. In radio. This is what they tell you in radio. To get you out of your head from people you thinking, or get it out of your head that 50,000 people are listening. The idea of a radio personality is you're having a one-on-one, you're in the car with one person at a time. So right now, I want to have a cheeseburger with you. You know who you are. I'm talking to you. JW Racing. 77.
Well, we do need to get into the show. We're running a little behind today.
Yeah, we're not talking cheeseburgers, man.
We are not. Dude, I don't think cheeseburgers are... They are on the menu. We can discuss the cheeseburgers that are on the menu at Juniper in Tulsa.
I feel so out of my... I don't know, you Doug, this is out of our jurisdiction.
I do think it may be out of our jurisdiction.
I feel like I'm underdressed to do a podcast about it.
It's a very nice restaurant. It is very highbrow, but it has a really...
If you say unique, I'm walking out.
No, it's approachable. Like, okay. It doesn't feel like you're in the wrong place.
I'm waiting for you to say it's cool.
I'm gonna give props to the people that run Juniper, because it could very easily
be that place.
A hoity-toity rich folk place where nobody feels comfortable unless you look like a penguin.
Oh my god, when I first read it, I thought it was Jupiter. I'm like, okay, this sounds like a burger joint I could get behind. Now it's like Juniper.
So it's a farm-to-table restaurant downtown Tulsa's Blue Dome Entertainment District. It was designed and constructed by award-winning chef Justin Thompson.
Award-winning.
This guy makes food. He takes food to a place that you and I are not used to.
We're used to
greasy spoons.
A king of hamburgers saying, I am the hamburger king.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
not this guy.
His restaurant group is known for creative dining concepts throughout Tulsa, but this one in particular is near and dear to my heart. They do everything as locally sourced ingredients with an emphasis on when things are in season. This is a weird sidebar, but today I ate a tomato that was still warm from the sun out of my garden.
Yeah.
And all I did was slice it up and eat it. Like, that was, I didn't add anything to it.
You didn't squeeze it over your mouth and just like, let the seeds and the juice cascade
But it
off
was
your tongue.
delicious.
Yeah.
I made...
There's a difference.
I made bruschetta, all garden ingredients, last week before last. Probably the best bruschetta I've ever had.
I don't know if you do this, but I was watching a guy that he gardens. And what he does is, right before the tomatoes are done, he takes them off the vine and puts them in a paper bag. I can't remember what he called it, but he said you put them in there, you leave them in there for a few days, and you pull them out, and they're just as red and juicy as you could ever want.
So I'll just pick them when they start when they feel right.
Yeah, they got to feel right. Yeah,
I'll put them on the counter until they look right.
Yeah, I grew up similar to that. There was always a tomato in the summertime. Always a tomato in the windowsill.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Yeah.
There's no, and we'll get back off of tomatoes and get back on this. There's nothing better than a vine ripe tomato, fresh off the vine or fresh off the freaking roadside fruit and veggie stand, sliced up either with some salt and pepper or make a tomato sandwich. It hits different. Farm to table stuff just hits different.
It really does. But one of the really nice things about Juniper is they kind of have this food as art concept going.
I'm okay with that.
Did you pull up the menu yet?
I will right now. For Juniper.
Like, from the outside, when I first saw it, it almost looks like a real estate office or something. It has a weird... Like, it doesn't look like a restaurant. It definitely doesn't look like a fancy restaurant.
Yeah. Oh, not at all.
But just the way it sits in the sign out front.
Yeah, it's a beautiful location. Nice little corner section where you've got the Tulsa skyline as your backdrop. God, I love Tulsa. God, can I say it again? You keep doing Tulsa shows. I'm going to leave. Inside
though, their tables, they're more rustic. They're really nice. Like, everything is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got that chunkier, like, historic European feel to all the furniture.
Absolutely.
Real nice brick columns everywhere. All of the art is commissioned by local artists. The service is impeccable. And again, like I said, they have a way of making it not feel
like it's completely out of your range. What I will say, and I'm having not tried it, I'm not going to pretend to say that. And for God's sakes, they got mac and cheese on the menu, but it looks like mac and cheese that you wouldn't want to eat. You just want to
like frame it, hang it on your fridge, show your kids this is what you're supposed to do with mac and cheese.
Right, exactly. Not that stuff out of a box. And something that looks like mozzarella sticks is not mozzarella sticks. I'm kidding. What I will say is, while this may not be my cup of tea, I do think in order to kind of elevate culinary tastes, it's great to have the greasy spoons and have those, and those are always good comfort food locations. I think it is important, especially if you're kind of building infrastructure, to have places like this.
So here's the thing about this restaurant.
Yeah.
They were started in 2011. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
They've been around for a minute.
Yeah.
They have, because of the way they do their food, it's farm to table, it's got to be in season, that sort of stuff. They have over 2,000 different dishes that come out of this restaurant.
Wow.
Because if potatoes are on the menu, but you don't have potatoes locally and they're not in season, then you don't have potatoes.
You don't get it. Yeah, you don't have it.
So they've got to come up with something else. So they have a way of they've got a system in place where they come up with cool, neat ideas for their food. And yeah, again, your potatoes are probably not going to be French fried potatoes.
Right.
They have wine pairings with the food, so obviously it's a little bit more elegant than your normal fare. Back to the restaurant itself, though, they have a small patio outside. really nice. Again, the views are great.
Yeah.
Tulsa is really kind of hard to...
It's hard to beat.
But if you're not comfortable with this type of thing, they actually have courses. They offer wine courses. They have like a full-blown foodie experience where you can come and eat like a 5-course
kind of try.
meal.
Yeah.
And they have somebody there to what do they say? What is the damn word?
Sommelier? Sommelier?
I don't know.
Somalian food guide?
That guy. To discuss wine pairings with the courses, things of that nature. So they kind of cater to the fact that not most Oklahomans are not, holding their pinkies out when they're drinking their tea.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really good approach.
Yeah.
One of the things that's surprising about this place,
what?
Like I said, it's got this, it almost looks like a real estate office.
Yeah. It doesn't look,
somebody
or a lawyer.
Somebody hired an architect to build an office, a little corner office spot, is what it kind of looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you can't get within 50 feet of this place without, like, the smells.
Oh, yeah. It's in a prime location. That part of town is prime pickens.
I can't explain to you. It smelled like warm baked bread and ribs. It was like
everything.
It was very subtle, but it was like, oh wow, whatever is coming out of that building, I want some.
Well, and again, kind of going back to restaurants like this can be intimidating if you're not. You know what I mean? It's not like you're going into a 5 Michelin star restaurant on top of an Empire State Building, and you know what I mean. I like that you go in, like you said, you may be intimidated. They're willing to walk you through it.
I think maybe it's just us.
We're overthinking.
Maybe we're overthinking it a little bit, but I think from our perspective, when we're talking about food, we typically talk about grub, whereas they're talking about cuisine
and pairings and
yeah. So the fact that they're taking some of that intimidation factor out, I think is a great move.
Absolutely. And again, looking at their menu items, there are a lot of them that probably would look differently if grandma made it, but it's essentially the same thing. It's just kind of has a little bit more of that fine dining tweak to it.
So their menu is constantly changing, like I said. One of the things on their menu right now, though, is the Wagyu burger.
I knew it was going to be a Wagyu burger.
With goat cheese, pepper, honey, aioli, caramelized onions, spring greens, and thick house-cut chips or a Caesar salad. Dude, it's not that expensive.
Really?
It's $21.
That's not bad at all.
For Wagyu?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you priced it recently. That stuff is costly.
Yeah, I know when the Wagyu, the Wagyu boom, if you will, first, when Wagyu and Kobe really kind of crash landed in America, it was like, go baby.
Yeah.
I think the prices have kind of leveled out a little bit, or everything's so expensive now. It's like, what's $21? I'll take 2 of them. And can I have the chili fries with that? They're like, we don't have chili fries. Oh, I'm sorry.
I am going to call out something. If you have any ability to do this, I know, like I said, their menu changes all the time.
Yeah.
But if you go and you have the ability to order it, their Brussels sprouts, I don't even know all the stuff that went into their Brussels. They were
melt in your mouth.
It was like, I can't even explain it. It was mind-bogglingly good.
Well, the thing about Brussels sprouts, on their own merit, they're not great. But you can do some things to Brussels sprouts. I'm not saying we can do what they can do at home. But you can do some things to doctor up Brussels sprouts to where they just literally melt in your mouth like a cabbage M&M.
Yeah.
And if you can do it right, I'll take some to go. And it sounds like they do it right.
They do it right. They are amazing. You're going to run into things like, your fish is on a bed of potatoes that have been... I don't know why. I don't understand the potato puree stuff. It tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, me being me, I kind of like mashed potatoes.
Yeah, me too. I'm kind of old. I'm old-fashioned.
So I think it's something different. I definitely think it's worth a try. And if you are interested in trying some fine dining that is not intimidating, I really think this is the place you got to go.
Yeah, I mean, just don't dress like we do.
The dress code is not, again, you don't need to show up in a tuxedo, but I think if you showed up in board shorts and flip-flops, you might feel a little out of place.
Yeah.
As far as the food goes, you're always going to find something completely different, and it all tastes amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And again, they're right there on 3rd Street in Tulsa.
Right.
Great food, great location, great environment. Can't recommend it enough. And if you want more information, their website is junipertulsa.com.
We'll stick around T-Town with us because we're going to talk about buildings next.
I'm Raven Rollins, and this is my Southern True Crime podcast where I discuss cases from my former hometown. Ada, Oklahoma paints itself as an average community, but its history of murder and corruption runs deeper than any story has ever told. You'll hear plenty of special guests, including authors and experts in their fields, who visit with me on each episode, as well as other cases in the southern states. With notorious and unknown cases alike, every victim sees the light on my show. This is Sirens, a true crime podcast.
So, Brett, I know you love Tulsa.
I do? Okay. I mean,
I think you love it for the wrong reasons.
all right, because the crime rate? I don't think so.
I think you love Tulsa because of the concert venues. I think you love Tulsa because of the restaurants. But honestly, the architecture in Tulsa is pretty damn amazing.
Let me say this, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I think if it was a race to the moon between Oklahoma City and Tulsa on who has done the most with kind of repurposing their architecture, you know what I mean? Like rehabbing themselves and making them completely separating themselves from Oklahoma City. Tulsa wins it hands down. They've done so much with salvaging. I mean, go down. I mean, it's a night and day difference. OKC, I love you. I've lived here most of my life, but I was born in Tulsa, Claremore. My heart is in Tulsa. I can't say enough about Tulsa. I mean, I could.
So Tulsa does boast one of the nation's most extensive collections of Art Deco architecture, including the Phil Tower, the Phil Cade buildings, the Atlas Life building, the Tulsa Club, the Public Service Company of Oklahoma building.
Yeah.
People are going to say in the comments, these guys don't know anything about architecture. I openly admit that right now at the beginning.
Yeah, because it took me 30 seconds to describe what I meant about Tulsa architecture.
We don't know anything about it, but we do know cool when we see it.
Because we say cool a lot.
We do say cool a lot, but we also understand when things
are cool,
are interesting, have appeal.
Yes.
So that's where we're coming from. If you want more information on the architecture aspect and what qualifies as Art Deco and what doesn't, and is this Gothic, or you come to the wrong place.
Right.
There's probably a podcast where they'll talk about that in depth.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what you're looking for, I don't know, Google search that stuff.
Well, yeah.
So in the early 20s, as Tulsa was becoming the oil capital of the world, and the oil money started flowing through the streets of Tulsa.
Yeah, well documented, yes.
The big architects of the country came to Oklahoma in droves.
Tulsa's been a magnet for a lot of things
over the years. Yeah.
Over the years, I mean, there was a drinking game for every time Tulsa was mentioned nationally in history, we'd all be just sloshed. But yeah, there's just so many cool buildings to look at down there.
As Tulsa was kind of becoming this mecca for oil and, frankly, cash,
yeah,
it developed its own unique style for architecture and art, and it has stuck around. Tulsa is its own thing, and it has its own vibe. 100 years later.
It doesn't. I've said it a million times over the course of 200 plus episodes. It literally feels like you're somewhere else. It doesn't even feel like, once you hit Tulsa down to anywhere, Tulsa proper, it doesn't even feel like you're in Oklahoma anymore. It's wild.
It does. It is. As far as the buildings go, they're there are a few, and I just want to touch base on them. So if you're going to visit Tulsa and you want to kind of look around, you can throw these into Google and find them and do a little driving tour of some of the architecture. So the Philcade is an office tower designed to be a complement to the Phil Tower. It features gold leaf, Art Deco, signature zigzag designs, elaborate medieval-style gargoyles. I gotta say, we need more gargoyles. We don't have any gargoyles here.
We don't have any gargoyles. Oh, I think gargoyles are so cool, man. I'm just so damn mad at Oklahoma City. I can't even see straight, dude. We're so quick to tear something down. You know what I mean?
We are.
Or put a bar in something. Can we just... Where's the old barber shops? Where's the old whiskey sipping places? I don't like them, but... I just don't...
I think Tulsa does its share of that too, though. Let's be honest.
Okay, yeah.
You had to knock down a few things to make the greens.
That's true. Yeah.
And I promise you, there were some neat old buildings in there.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I think they've just done a better job of holding on to it, but I also think they had a really good head start.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because I don't think Oklahoma City had quite the same renaissance.
No, it was downtown Bricktown, what is now Bricktown, was kind of a wasteland for a good many years.
Yeah, but I'm talking like in the 20s.
Oh, yeah.
When
In the
Tulsa
20s.
was...
Oh, for sure.
when
They were a
Tul-
boomtown.
They were.
They were a boomtown.
But I don't think they had the same level of discretionary spending when it came to buildings in downtown Oklahoma City.
True.
Because you get a lot of things like Bricktown, which is kind of utilitarian.
Yeah, it really is.
Another building that is definitely worth checking out, the Boston United Methodist Church. Dude, I don't even know how to explain. It's got kind of a classic Gothic style.
Yeah,
it's
a
real
beautiful
clean-edged and directs your eyes straight up.
Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful church. It's one that I don't spend a lot of time inside churches, but it's one that you definitely will take a picture of. It is a gorgeous church. It's just a monolith. It's so beautiful.
There is another building that I absolutely love.
What?
The Union Depot. It was a WPA project that was completed in 1930. Sharp edge geometric patterns. It's got the stone falcon that flanks the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
At its height, there were more than 30 trains that passed through there each day, but it was shut down in 1967 due to dwindling traffic, and it opened back up in 2007 as the Oklahoma Jazz Hall of Fame and Performance venue after a serious makeover.
Yeah.
Like, walking up on that building is surprising.
Well, and it's like anything else down there. You can just close your eyes and hear the roaring 20s.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Sure, there's some bad history. There's bad history everywhere, but you can when an area kind of breathes the history, and it's in the still. It's on a Sunday morning when the bars aren't hopping and cars aren't beeping and bopping, and you're just kind of going down and drinking your cup of coffee and walking over by the center of the universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just hanging out, and you just kind of look around and go, man, what a wow. You know what I mean? It's just gorgeous over there.
It really is. And like I said, it's just like when you come up on it, it's shocking. Like,
yeah.
It's startling how different it is.
Oh, yeah.
There's another one. I don't know what the architecture style is. I don't know anything about it, but another building that I think is required, the Tulsa Fire Alarm Building.
Okay.
It literally looks like where you would have a boss fight in a video.
Yeah.
It's got carvings all around the entrance. It just looks like
something out of Double Drag.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And then the last one that I wanted to talk about is the Tulsa Club. I love this one because of the history. 1927, it was the city's Chamber of Commerce and the headquarters of a gentleman's club where members had access to lavish dining rooms, a gym, and Turkish baths.
And I'm sure a lot of booze during the Prohibition era.
I just find it funny. It was the city's Chamber of Commerce and a gentleman's club. It's now a 96-room hotel. It's still got a lot of the elements, but I just love the fact that the Chamber of Commerce was also a gentleman's club in the 1920s.
I do like that. I like that, and I also like that when you talk about hotels, that the Mayo is still there. Mm-hmm. I've stayed there. It's, again, there's something different. It hits different when you stay in a place that's historic. It just, again, you get that vibe of history and, man, who stood here, and I wonder what on there, and I don't know. I'm kind of I'm not a history buff, but I do get into American history quite a bit, and Oklahoma history, and there's so much to see and do and discover and learn about in places like Tulsa and even places like Oklahoma City. I act like I don't claim Oklahoma City. I don't know I think I just have my spirit animal has always been
a Tulsan.
I've got, I've had family from there, not family that I know well. But for some reason I have like a spiritual connection to that part of the state. And
I think no matter how you look at it, Tulsa has things that I would definitely rank higher than Oklahoma City.
Right.
But I feel the same way about Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
I think Oklahoma City has done a lot of things that Tulsa has not put as much of an emphasis on over the years. So I see the pros and cons both ways. And honestly,
I think Oklahoma City sold its soul for the NBA.
I think there's a degree of that. I don't know if everybody in Oklahoma had to sign in blood a contract with,
depending on who
Beelzebub.
Well, it maybe Tulsa had a blood sacrifice under the giant hands of Oral Roberts University. Remember that conspiracy theory?
Yes.
Speaking of architecture.
So, yeah, I think they both have things to offer, but I do agree that, honestly, I think they're both moving in the right direction.
Oh, 100%. And, for more information on Tulsa, how it was built, and how to get there, and what to do when you do, go to visittulsa.com. Well, we've come to the part of the show that we dread every week.
We dread for the show?
No, we don't dread the end of the show. We dread the fact we have so much feedback to read we can't get to it all.
Again, I think we have a lot of feedback.
We do.
But it's not really centralized. I think honestly, I think we discussed it last week, and I think we stick with it. If you want to give us feedback on the show, the places we visited, the places you want us to visit, I think it needs to be routed through email, just so we can have it in one place.
I just don't know if people do that anymore.
Well, just find Brett then. Find him on the street.
Well, they're trying.
If you see a guy in a tie-dye shirt, just assume it's Brett. Go up to him and tell him where to go eat.
Please, tell him where to go eat. And let's go eat together, but we'll drive separately because I want to survive. Well, this has been the Only in OK Show. New episodes every week. Constant. What?
This is the second week in a row where you've implied that our fans might kill us.
Because we're so awesome, dude. Like when I kill a hamburger because I want it so bad.
No. Our fans are not serial killers.
They're not. But if they know of a good cereal, I'll kill it. Get it? Because it's cereal, I'll kill it. Eat it. Well, if you have some suggestions, you know what to do. All right? We're everywhere.
No. If you have suggestions, we are only in one place. Email us. OnlyinOKShow@gmail.com. Or nothing else exists.
I'm just saying it might not be working, but give it a try. If not, hit us up on. We have every kind of freaking social media. We're on every podcasting platform you've heard of. Haven't heard from.
But we have people leaving us messages. We don't know when they came. We don't get alerted when the message was left. We don't know if we've covered it before. We don't know if we talked about it on a previous show because it's not centralized. Well, this has been the Only in OK Show,
and Harley needs a redaction. He needs to redact what he's been saying. Go ahead, finish it.
This has been the Only in OK Show. New shows every Monday. I'm Harley.
I'm Brett,
and we're out of here.
Peace. Let's not do it. Let's not. Welcome to the show. Today on the Only in OK Show, we're going to talk about Aborigines and Guthrie Aborigine Festival. Where's everybody at? because I will attack, and you don't want that. I need a shower. Thoughts on two things. Can we do away with heat index and daylight savings? If you tell me...
I'm sorry. I'm sick to that. If it's 100, it's 100.
Right.
Like, well, it feels like it's 120. No,
there's no feels like it.
like show me the
thermometer.
Show me the thing that measures the feels like it.
Right. There's no feels like it. Wind chill.
I don't even give it to wind chill. I'm sorry. I'm calling bullshit.
You don't think wind chill gets a little bit of an edge?
No. You can say it's -2 degrees and the wind's blowing really hard.
Right.
You don't get to say, well, with the wind chill, we do the calculation where if the wind is blowing between 3 to 5 miles an hour, then you multiply that times 0.32. Like, bullshit.
Right. Yeah,
Not to mention the fact that how many women do you know where it's like, oh my God, it's so cold in here. Like,
yeah. But I mean,
if women were in charge of it feels like, it would feel like 20 degrees colder than it is.
Yeah, the heat index thing gets me.
Amber was wearing a hoodie yesterday in the sun. It was 102 degrees.
Yeah, but I love her. But that's
102 degrees. It was outside. It wasn't inside with the air conditioner.
Why did she do that?
Because that's what she was wearing. And when asked if she was hot, she's like, not really.
Yeah, just the heat index thing does, because my body doesn't know the difference. It's hot. Just do away with the heat index. Do away. The daylight savings thing is archaic. What else? Is there anything else? Wind chill. We can do away with that.
You would get rid of the yield sign.
The yield sign. Do away with the yield sign. They're useless.
The other people aren't following. Yes, they are. They don't have to stop. They don't have to slow down. You have to figure it out.
Take heed.
The yield sign means other people don't have to stop. Figure it out.
Well, I understand, but other people should, in a yield sign situation, again, merge over to allow me on the highway. Come on.
No, they don't have to.
Even if there's room, they don't have to.
No, they don't have to.
So
they can all be dicks.
So it's a...
Figure your shit out is what it is.
4 ways. Talk about that. A 4-way sign.
Right away. It makes perfect sense. If 2 people show up at the same time, whoever's to the right goes first.
It doesn't work out that way. It's like no, you go, no, you go, no, you go. I'm like,
yeah, that's because they're not following the rules. And you're one of those people because you're like, they're not following the rules of the yield sign. The yield sign's for you, not for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People are going to run your ass over. You better hit that highway going 77 miles an hour. Man. This is as cold as it gets. Let's get the show recorded and we can take a dunk in ice water.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Welcome to the show. Today we are fancy in Tulsa. Why? I hate it when you do stuff.
I hate when you write.
I hate when you write, and you made it shorter than normal. A 19-hour day, and I come home, and you're content creating with your damn boyfriend in the spare bedroom. You told me you was moving out in 6 months. Now you and that, what's his name? Harley Davidson's in there tinkering around. Let me guess, y'all puts a damn basket together at the store. Actually do that, and we're happy. Yeah. You know, most of my my grumpy old man voices, you know where they come from, right?
Yeah.
And we're ready to go. Welcome to the show, everyone. It's a special edition of the OnlyinOKShow. It's more like the OnlyinOKShow solo edition. We're down 1.
I have a new rule.
What is your rule?
No dinner till we record our show.
You know what? Guess what, dude? So we'll come in on Wednesday, go and have a recording session, and go break bread and talk about the Holy Spirit. 3, 2, 1. Why is that a rule?
Because it's 9 o'clock.
It is not 9. It's 8:24.
Yeah.
It's not even freaking close to 9 o'clock yet. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And welcome to the show. Today we're sipping tea in T-Town, and later we're spilling the tea on the Art Deco district. I'm Brett.
Harley.
Harley. We need to talk about what we plan on doing differently on this next tour of the American Southwest. We go through the Oklahoma red dirt road trip. The Ruskies do the red dirt.
You know this is a long show, right?
It is a long show. 3, 2, 1.